What's going on, everyone? My name is Spiders, and welcome to the second video in our top 100 greatest Pokemon of all time list. We're going to be going through 90 to 81 today, and like I said last time, this is completely my opinion. If you have a differing opinion and you want to go through this top 100 with me, you can leave your opinions in the comment section below. And also, this is a very ambitious list that took a lot of time to put together, so if you're enjoying this, be sure to destroy that like button right below this video. Without further ado, let's get into it. So at number 90, we have Alolan Exeggutor. Not the normal version, just specifically the Alolan one. And this thing is such an anomaly. This was one of the first Alolan forms announced for Sun and Moon. And when people got their eyes on this thing, it was just like a giant meme, really. Like, you'd see all this stuff on Twitter about Alolan Exeggutor. Like, people started making it their mascot and stuff. It was hilarious. And the fact that this thing is a grass dragon type honestly doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because why is a palm tree a dragon? Don't really know, don't really understand that. It has that tiny little head on, like, the butt of it, like the tail part. They're just kind of chilling down there for some reason. And this thing is actually genuinely like a good Pokemon. It has Harvest, it has good defenses, it makes very good use of that dragon typing. A little bit weak to ice, in fact really weak to ice, but you can find ways around that. Alolan Exeggutor is a very strange Pokemon, and it definitely deserves to be on the list. Number 89 is going to be Tentacle. Tentacle is a Pokemon that I've kind of liked ever since Generation 1. My favorite thing about Tentacle was that one anime episode where it was basically ginormous and it flooded this entire city. And a giant tentacle, and how did tentacles even get that big? And obviously it was a reference to the old Kraken, but it was still a very cool episode. Very scary, actually. Like, it was knocking down buildings and stuff. Like, what if a Pokemon can do that, then how could you ever feel safe in the Pokemon world? But apart from that, Tentacle is definitely a good Pokemon. It is indeed. It has Rapid Spin. If you want to use it in competitive, it's very defensive, very nice, has access to Scald and all that shenanigans, and it's always a nice water type to have on the team if you're looking for one. It's been around since Generation 1. It knows its place, and its place is number 89 on the top 100 greatest Pokemon. Up next, we have a new Pokemon contrasting with the Generation 1 we just had. Another water type, actually, which is Araquanid, which is a very nicely designed Pokemon. It's probably one of my favorite from Generation 7. The main reason this thing is so great is because of its unique ability that it gets. I think it's called Water Bubble, which the main part of that, it doesn't even tell you, but the main part of it is that it can double the power of water type moves, which you pair that up with something like Liquidation and a Choice Band, or something else to boost its power, and you're having a good time. Like, you are knocking something out. Unfortunately, it's not a very fast Pokemon, which I kind of don't really know why. It seems like a water skater spider will be quite quickly because it's skating over the water very quickly, but apparently not. Nintendo disagrees with me on that regard. But Araquanid is a very cool new Pokemon. I love these new designs that they were coming up with, and it definitely deserves to be on the list. Number 87 is combining my two favorite types in Pokemon, Dark and Fire. We got Houndoom here. It's also a Hellhound, which makes it a dog, which makes it really, really good in my books. I'm a huge dog person. I love the Fire and Dark typing, so it only made sense that Houndoom would be on the list somewhere. A little bit high up, mainly because it's never really clicked with me. It seems like everything is correct. Like, the typing, the design is really, really cool. What it is, what type of animal, it seems like everything should, like, click perfectly with me, but it never really has for some reason. I do still like Houndoom, though. I like its hellhoundiness. Its Mega Evolution isn't too great. It kind of holds back a bit, and Houndoom has never been amazing in competitive, but as an in-game Pokemon, it doesn't really let you down. It does what it says on the tin. It's very good with its special attack. It has a very good learn set, or move set, whatever you want to call it. And it's a Pokemon that's been around since Generation 2, and it's always been something that's a little bit scary when you come across it. Number 86 is a Pokemon that is absolutely adorable. It's Quagsire. I absolutely adore Quagsire. Like Gastron, it has a very good typing. It's only weak to grass. But you just look at this thing. It's like always happy. It has this derpy little face, those tiny eyes. That little smile on it all the time. It just looks like a derpy Pokemon, and you can't help it. It's a very lovable Pokemon. It's been around since Generation 2. I never really used it much in the old games, but I did draft it recently in the UCL, which is a competitive Pokemon battling league on Wi-Fi. While it wasn't supposed to be such a high draft, I drafted it from OU, which is the highest you can draft from. It actually got moved down, I think, like 3 or 4 tiers since then, which makes me sad because I really like Quagsire. I wanted to make it work. I tried my absolute best, and Quagsire did definitely put in some work for me. It's a very stally Pokemon. It gets unaware, which is fantastic. And I love Quagsire, honestly. I just love it. Halfway through today's 10, we have another Generation 2 Pokemon, Crobat, the 3rd Generation 2 Pokemon in a row. We got a bit of a theme going on there, but don't worry, the next one isn't. Crobat actually gets me a little bit, because I keep forgetting that it's from Generation 2. I guess because you don't really see it much in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. I always think it's from Generation 3, because you see it more in that generation, but Crobat is an amazing Pokemon. It's so quick, and it hits pretty hard. The typing is decent. The evolution to Golbat, and I think that got that evolution just right. Like, Golbat was a bit of a strange-looking, weird Pokemon, but when it evolved, it became like the ultimate bat. It's got those 4 flappy wings that go across really quickly. It has a very nice coloration. I do appreciate its color, and I really think they did everything with Crobat just right to have this nice little evolution to one of their Generation 1 Pokemon that was a little bit underwhelming. It also gave Golbat access to Eviolite, which is probably the best thing that's ever happened to Golbat too. So that's good. Next up, we have the Jolly Dancing, just want to have a good time guy from Generation 3 Ludicolo. And the one reason I love this thing so much is because of Mirabee from Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness. That character has like so much personality. He's definitely ranked as one of my top 10 characters in Pokemon, like as a whole. And the way he dances with his Ludicolo, he has a good time, and that's actually a really, really good typing and a very good Pokemon. Ludicolo is absolutely one of the jolliest dancers in Pokemon. There's many dances to go around. I'm sure Tieno would agree. Tieno from X and Y, he would love this thing. He'd absolutely love this. Mirabee, Tieno, they should just get together and they should have like a dance-off or something. But Ludicolo has very good typing. Water Grass is nothing to laugh at. Its design is very, very odd, but I do like it. I do appreciate its little sombrero hat going on. And I've loved it ever since I played through Colosseum and XD Gale of Darkness. Zekrom's getting a very respectable place at 83. I think this is the first legendary on the list. If you don't count Buzzwole or Ultra Beast as legendaries, I'm not really sure what they're classified as, if they are or not. Probably not, but if you don't, then Zekrom is the first legendary that we have. And Zekrom has such a cool, like, if you think of Legendary Dragon from Pokemon, like, this is one of the definitive legendaries you should be looking at. This is what should pop into your mind straight away. It has such a cool design. It has a very sleek design, which is probably why I like it a lot. It's not kind of like a whole lot of, like, bits and bobs coming off it, and it doesn't have, like, all this unnecessary stuff coming from it. It has the nice little glowy light-up tail when it's charging up its attack, which is also very cool. I like to see that. I like to see parts of it, like, glow and light up from legendaries, just like in general when they charge up their attack. It's like, oh damn, like something huge is coming. You should get out of the way. But Zekrom is one of my favorite legendaries. Following on from Zekrom, we have this small little bird. We have Swellow, another Pokemon with a very sleek design. I think that's probably why I like it. Like, again, I like these Pokemon with these sleek designs. They don't have all this unnecessary stuff happening with it. I don't know why. It's just something that I've appreciated from designs over the years. But Swellow is a hugely powerful flying type. If you slap Guts on it with a Toxic Orb or a Flame Orb, you go for that Brave Bird or a Return or anything like that, you're dealing a lot of damage. It's also super quick. Like, when you look at it, it's like, okay, it's a bird. It's probably not all that quick, but it's got a huge speed stat too. It does kind of spend all of its points in speed and attack, so you're not going to really get much else from Swellow, but in its niche, it does what it does very, very well. I love using Swellow in 3rd gen games, because it always seems like the best flying type you can get in those games. Like Altaria, nah. Like Tropius, what is it, Tropius? Swellow is the one for me. Swellow is the one for me. And the last entrant on the list today, showing you that even if you have a lot of weaknesses, you can still be a monster in competitive Pokemon. This thing is absolutely amazing. I love using Tyranitar. It has good abilities, Sandstream, you know, supporting your Sand teams. It has a lot of weaknesses, but Tyranitar doesn't care about the weaknesses, see? You slap a weakness policy on this thing, and the weaknesses actually become an advantage. I've had a lot of fun using weakness policy Dragon Dance Tyranitar, because I'm like, go on. I'm like baiting on, I'm like, please hit me with that super effective move. Please do it. You do that and I'm sweeping your team, honestly. And if you don't hit it with a super effective move, its defenses are so good that you're not going to be doing much damage to it anyway. So you just have to play into its hands. I absolutely love Tyranitar. That's a very good design once again. It definitely reminds, you know, everyone of Godzilla. I know those giant monsters tearing through cities, and I think it's probably the best. I don't know if it's the best pseudo. It's probably one of the best pseudos. Not that there's many to choose from anyway, but that is the end. Number 81, the end for today. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please do destroy that like button. We're gonna have 80 through 71 up next. We are not even close to being done with this list. So I hope you guys are keeping up to this, and let me know your lists in the comments section below. If you can make a list of 100, because it took some time. It took some time and effort, but I would appreciate it if you were to put that time and effort into it as well. But I'm bad at outros. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.